So we have stillness. It's a beautiful card. Very, very peaceful energy. We have the King of Wands in reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. There's kind of a clear message coming through with that Nine of Pentacles, because I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is a really good card to kind of represent fulfillment, and we're talking about life's purpose and fulfilling that. So this can be a really good indication of that fulfillment, or it can be highlighting kind of a direction or element of your personality that's going to help you to realize that. So let's look at this stillness card. What I see right away is there's a very introverted side to your personality, and it might not be obvious to you that this is one of your greatest strengths. I feel like this can work a lot of different ways depending on exactly how this falls into like the overall you, like how this fits into your personality. You might be someone who is obviously introverted and you have viewed it as a weakness, or you might be someone who has like a part of you that's introverted. And again, even though you don't operate from that place all the time, you might think that there's no room for that, or that you should get out there more, you should put yourself out there. And I think what Spirit is highlighting to me here is that this is actually one of your strengths. So if ever there's a time when you're thinking, I should be more bold, or I should be more expressive, or I should socialize more, it's not that you shouldn't do these things, but it's really that there is a lot of strength in this introverted side of you as well. There's something really beautiful for you to notice and for you to look at and grow with about this introverted side. So I think that what you have that you might not realize is you have the ability to really sit still and to sit quietly with yourself. And when you get quiet enough, you're able to tap into what is really true in your heart. And that's something that a lot of people can't do. A lot of people are caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. They're caught up in impressing other people. They're caught up in appearing a certain way. And that's not you. You're more concerned with operating from your truest essence than you are like putting on a mask and making people see you a certain way that might not be true and authentic. So this ability that you have to really be comfortable with yourself, to be comfortable spending time with yourself, is something that a lot of people don't have. And for whatever reason, Spirit has highlighted this as something that's going to be crucial in you realizing your life's purpose, and you fulfilling your life's purpose. And this could actually even be a huge part of what your life's purpose is. Maybe for you to learn this lesson, maybe you have already accomplished this and you are well on your way to like fulfilling this purpose that you came here for, because this could be something that you already excel at. I'm picking up on the fact that for a lot of you, that's true. You already excel at this. You've already learned this about yourself. You have already accepted this about yourself, and you have learned how to appreciate this about yourself. You've learned that this is a crucial part to the whole makeup of you and how you move through this world. So what I'm really getting from this King of Wands in reverse, I can just see that you're not the type of person that requires like the approval of other people. And sometimes, I guess, not even the support of other people. I think that's something that we all would love to have, is support. I think there's another word I'm looking for that I can't quite land on, but it's like you don't need everyone to jump on your bandwagon in order for it to be right for you. Like if you want to go off in this certain direction and you can feel that that's right for you because you took the time to tap into what's going on inside, you don't need everyone else to join you. Like you don't have to have a crowd of people behind you in order for it to be worthwhile. You don't have to have everyone sign off on it and everyone think the way that you do, or believe what you believe, or anything like that. It's not a requirement for you to live authentically and for you to live as your true self. So this takes a lot of strength of character. You are a person who listens to your heart, and you do what really makes you happy, even if it's not the popular thing, even if it's the weird thing, even if it sets you apart completely, which I think you might be used to this idea of being set apart completely because you are comfortable in your own space and spending time in your own company. You're comfortable there. So you might have already come to terms with the fact that you are set apart. This is sort of a recurring theme, and I feel like this is a message for somebody that you actually are set apart. There's something really unique about you. I feel like for a lot of you, this could have been the exact stuff that you thought was like the stuff that you didn't like about yourself, the stuff that you thought made you too different, made you too weird, made you unacceptable in some way, maybe even unlovable. These are the things now that are being highlighted as your greatest strengths. And some of this strength of character is coming up as something that you really need this lifetime. It's something that you're going to lean on a lot. It feels to me like you operate from this place of really quiet strength. That's how I would put it, quiet strength. It's not loud and boisterous. It doesn't need a big show. It doesn't need a big, like, a crowd or a parade of any sort. You just kind of move through very gracefully, and you follow your own inner guidance and your own intuition, and that's going to be important in you realizing your life's purpose. In fact, I think that that's a huge part of your life's purpose. So when I was pulling these cards and asking Spirit to highlight this, I didn't know if this was going to tie in directly with the life's purpose message. But then as I look at these cards, it's like, I think that a lot of these personality traits are things that you are meant to do, have, and experience in this lifetime, which means they're a huge part of your life's purpose. So yeah, I'm kind of just swimming around in this peaceful warrior type of energy here, because that's the vibe that I get from you. You don't try to force anything, and you don't try to force anyone, but you do what's right for you. And you're in touch with what that even means, which some people are not. You're in touch with what that means. So I think in a lot of ways, you are a huge inspiration, and it might not be something that people tell you. It might not be a discussion that you have with people, because you do kind of like just exude this energy of peace. And it's like you're at peace with who you are. But I do think you're inspiring people because you're able to tap into what will be fulfilling for you. And like your friends, your family members, they look at you as someone who really has accomplished a lot. Like someone who is doing what's true to them, which is a huge accomplishment. Like it's something that a lot of people never reach in their lifetime. So I feel like a lot of you could have that feeling of like, I'm behind, I haven't achieved enough, I haven't accomplished. But what I'm seeing here is that being true to yourself is an accomplishment that most people cannot manage, and you have managed it, even if you are still fairly young. So I think that there's a lot that, like, it's impressive to people in ways that you might not realize. I see you as someone who's deeply thoughtful, and there's a really strong independent energy to your personality too, and that just tells me you definitely follow that inner guidance system. You don't need anyone else. Like, you want the connection, we all do, but you don't need anyone, because you're not dependent on other people's ideas, on other people's I want to say, let me think of how to say this. Some people just don't know really how to operate on their own. They have to know like what everyone thinks about a certain thing before they can make a move. They have to know if everyone's on board. They have to know if it's the popular thing to do. They have to know if it's like how it's going to be viewed by other people, and will it be seen as great, or, you know, before they can decide anything. And it's like, for you, you have decided. You decide on your own. You are very strong in that way. So I'm going to pull some tarot for you, and then we'll get into your oracle cards, and we'll look at your life's purpose. I'm just going to leave this card here because the camera's going to freak out if I don't have a card there. So while I shuffle this deck, we'll just let that stillness card sit there. It is really beautiful, so it'd be nice to look at anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, goodness. We had a card come flying out already. So we had the Eight of Swords come out. The Moon. I feel like a lot of you could be kind of like a night owl in a lot of ways. You might find that you feel more inspired in the evening hours or in the midnight hours. I'm also kind of getting an insomnia vibe from that, so it could be that you can't sleep. But I think that kind of the blessing in disguise with that, if you have a really hard time sleeping, is that you have your best ideas and you are the most inspired during the nighttime. So whoever that resonated for. You have the Page of Pentacles. That's a lot of cards. Ooh. Two of Cups. The Page of Swords. The Tower. And let's get the bottom of the deck. We have the King of Swords. Wow, there's a lot of evolution for you, and maybe even a lot of evolution that you've already gone through in your life so far. I want to get your oracle cards out, and then we will look at the entire spread together. So we have this Saboteur card. This card really talks about highlighting your fears of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life as the light attribute. And then the Shadow is really talking about self-destructive behavior. Let me move all of this up. Okay, let's see. We have the Eagle King. Ooh. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. This is about deep healing, willing release, a lot of healing here, a lot of healing, and imagination. I feel like a lot of you may have gone through a lot of healing in your life to reach this point. We were talking about this like security that you have reached. You've reached this place of being very secure in yourself. If you're not quite there yet, because this is a general reading, so a lot of this energy is sort of collective energy, and if you aren't quite there yet, don't worry about that. Do not stress about that, because we're looking at the path that you are going to follow. And what I see is that you are going to reach this place of, like this card said, of stillness. There's a place of acceptance. There's a place of security that you are reaching for. So a lot of this growth that I'm seeing here, and this really big transformation that you have done or that you are working on, has to do with you being able to sit in that place of stillness. It has to do with you being able to love and accept yourself for exactly who you are, and to know that your inner guidance system is better than any outside source could ever be. Like, you doing what's right for you and you alone is better than anything else. And I think that this is a huge part of your life's purpose, because in order for you to realize it, you're going to have to follow that intuitive part of yourself. You're going to have to go within and really find that, listen to that voice. So this could be something that's a little bit hard for you at first, or at times throughout your journey. You had the Eight of Swords come out, and I do think that there's this element of feeling kind of trapped. This could be at times feeling trapped in your own thoughts, feeling trapped in your own head, feeling isolated. We were kind of talking about this idea of you spending time in your own company, and that could be something that you viewed as a curse at one point, and now you realize that it's a blessing and that it's actually a strength of yours. So for some of you, that is something that you are working through or have left in the past. The first thing that really jumps out to me is your connection with the divine. It's strong. This lifetime for you is meant to be led by divinity. And your life purpose really revolves around some sort of creative process that's very unique to you. That was coming through early with this, like this moon energy was really showing me that there's some unconventional way or time that you do something. Like if you are a very creative person, you might have your bursts of inspiration at interesting times. And what I wanted to say is at inopportune times, because I think it's felt like that for you at times. And this can be maybe before you kind of figure out your rhythm, your flow, your vibe, how you, what your process is. I think that maybe it's like, it's happening at an inopportune time. Like it's happening in the middle of the night and I shouldn't be sleeping, but instead I have all of these ideas, or I want to create something. There's definitely something strong here about creation being a part of your life's purpose. So I'm guessing that you are a very, very creative soul with this imagination card. There's something very creative about you, and you are meant to create. You're meant to share these gifts with the world in whatever way it is that you do that. You're meant for really deep connection too. Two of Cups energy, you're meant for very deep connection. I think that in a lot of ways you're here to imagine new ways of doing things. You're here to break the mold and to kind of be a catalyst for huge change. And that's kind of like, no matter where you go, the energy of change follows you. And I think that that has a lot to do with the amount of evolving and growing that you have already done in your lifetime. But there's this energy of change. It's like you effortlessly shift from one thing or one aspect of your personality to the next. You have the gift of being able to imagine ways that things could be accomplished, and better ways that things could be accomplished. I think in a lot of ways you kind of streamline things. You're able to see the bigger picture with this Eagle King. You're able to kind of like zoom out and see the big picture. Whereas most people get stuck in the minute details of things, they can lose sight of the ultimate goal. You're someone who can seek out that goal, you can see the goal, and you can also change things really easily. There's kind of like the quality of an alchemist here. So part of your life purpose might be some form of energy manipulation, and that's not to sound, that sounds a little bit negative for some reason, but no, not negative. I think that you just have the ability to kind of to affect energy, to affect the energy around you, and to help it to flow more easily. That's kind of the vibe I get from you. Like things flow easily when they are around you, when they come into your experience, into your realm. Things will start to flow. So I think that because there's this part of you that can really recharge when you are alone, when you're kind of in your own company. Quiet time and relaxation is really important for you. It's something that you're meant to have, because I'm getting that this creative process is sort of dependent on that in a lot of ways. It really happens in these sort of darker moments, or these alone moments, these quiet moments. It really happens there. What I love about your energy that I'm kind of picking up on is there's a real practicality to your energy, but there's also this really divine element, this strong connection to the divine. There's something about this that makes you kind of exhibit a bit of fearlessness, because it's like you look change right in the face, you look change right in the eye, and you're like, bring it on. Bring it on. So I really think you're somebody who has evolved a lot. And it's like you did, some of this is learned because you had to. Like, you had to know how to pick up the pieces. You had the Tower card come out. You've obviously been through some sort of upheaval in your life. But you emerge as the King of Swords. And that's not something that everyone can do. You emerge as somebody who has a lot of clarity, who can see things for what they really are. You challenge your fears. And if that's something that you feel like called to share with other people, that's a huge part of your purpose, whether that's just something that's going on internally with you, or if it's something that is shared with others. You have the ability to squash fear. And I think that this could be a huge lesson that you're here to learn. So this could be a huge part of your life's purpose, moving past this place of fear that could have left you feeling really paralyzed in the past. But your imagination is your greatest ally when it comes to this. You can imagine your way out of things. You're here to do that. You're here to be an innovator. You're here to see ways out where other people really can't. It's really hard for them to see things in this unique way that you do. So your imagination kind of combined with that unique way that you view things, it's an energy of transformation, and that can be that you transform other people, that can be that you transform processes. It's pretty much everything you come in contact with, you are meant to transform. I think that you help other people really realize their value and realize their worth. I think that you also help people to realize the areas where they may be self-sabotaging. And really, all of this feels like it's coming from a place of like, these are lessons that you learned. These are things that you looked deep within and found, and you're now able to bring this to other people. You're now able to share this message with other people. And there's deep connections formed here with the Two of Cups. Very deep connections. You're meant to connect with people. You're meant to help people transform. So you likely connect with people on a really soul level, on a heart level. I feel that energy from you. I feel like you have a way of really tapping into the true essence. And I can kind of see you, like, this isn't so much about career, but there is something about your energy that's like, I see you guiding or counseling people, because you have a way of looking at the big picture and kind of figuring out how to get to that goal, how to reach that level, how to get from point A to point B. You can see that in a way that most people cannot. You kind of show people how to step into that willingness to change things, that willingness to grow. So yeah, and also this really grounded energy is coming through. I feel like you have a good mixture of energy going on with you. You have a lot of knowledge and a lot of mental clarity. But the emotional part isn't lost on you. You chose the chalice, and we also had the moon card, really watery energy. So we were talking about this watery energy that comes through for you. So you could be a water sign. You could be a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. And that could be something that's really important to the fulfillment of your life's purpose, because being able to tap into that emotional body, I think, is really important to the work that you're going to do in the world and to the transformation that you make, and also to helping other people to transform, because I think you're a person who, whether or not you had those water placements, I think you're a person who really acknowledges and knows how to process through emotions quite well. And it's like you bring this balanced energy, you bring a lot of clarity to a deep pool of emotion, which a lot of times can be really challenging for people to do. It's really hard to bring logic and clarity to something as illogical as emotions, but there's something about the way that you process emotions through that you process them through the emotional body in a way that is very, I want to say diligent, which is a very odd word to come to mind, but there's something very efficient about it, and there's something almost effortless about it. So this is definitely something that you can help other people do. So that could be an indication of something that you're here to do. This could be your life's work. You could be connecting with people on a very deep emotional level and helping them to transform, helping them to find their higher and most evolved self, which is a funny thing to come through when we're talking about life. Your life's purpose. It's almost like, for a lot of you, you help other people to realize theirs, and that is and that's a huge reason that you're here. Like, something you're meant to accomplish and something you're meant to experience here is this assistance of other people, helping them to kind of attain this certain amount of enlightenment, you could call it, something that you're able to do and able to exhibit. And really just something that you have just shown this so strongly here. I'm looking at this Page of Pentacles and I'm looking at the Page of Swords. These things just being highlighted as some of your greatest assets here. Your groundedness and your practicality, combined with your clarity of thought, is so key. And I think that has to do with kind of going back and forth between this big picture view and this kind of more zoomed in view. This is something that you're great at, and it's like you can go off and you can explore all of the big ideas, you can see the big picture, and you can also come back down to earth and get to work. And I think this is a huge part of your purpose, this is a huge part of your giftings, and this is a huge blessing that you kind of bestow on everyone around you, because you've got some really almost opposite parts of your personality at play all the time, and that's not by accident. This is part of your purpose. This is part of why you're here. It's to explore both of those sides, to figure out how to put them together and how it's really useful for you and for other people, because I do think that there's a big part of you that wants to imagine ways for other people to realize their dreams as well. There's a big part of you that's very giving and that wants to share of these experiences that you've had, that wants to make the most out of the experiences that you have had. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. This reading is getting pretty long. I've been very long-winded today, so yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for letting me read your cards. I absolutely love doing this, and I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. If you liked this video, if these messages resonated with you, don't forget to like it, leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can hang out with me again, and hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye!